Hey guys, Nercules here. It's Wednesday, which means that it's time for some cardio and new comics.
Yeah, I just finished my workout. Time to kick back, relax a little bit with some comics. Let's look at what came out this week. So first off, we got The Last Ronin #2. Now again, this is a reprint. We looked at the first one last week. Definitely worth checking out. Nice big book again. Great way to jump into The Last Ronin if you haven't read it yet. Next, we got Spine-Tingling Spider-Man #2, although this is actually the third issue because they started at #0. And I love this, right? Like anytime they do this kind of split kind of mask with Spider-Man, I love. But it's like this has all the creep factor, all the spider webs. You know, we got the skeleton in here, the busted up mask, and then just like this insidious looking Peter here. So love this. I'm stoked to get into this. This has been a really fun series. Definitely worth checking out. Next, I actually didn't know that this book was coming out, but looked pretty cool. Street Fighter Evolution special. Thought that it was pretty neat, and I was digging the cover. So excited to check this out. If you've read this week, let me know in the comments. What do you think about it? But I love a lot of the Street Fighter stuff, and to be honest, the Street Fighter TMNT crossover that just wrapped up, it was right up my alley. So I'm excited to see what this is like. Next, I picked up a couple issues of Something Epic. This is a great series. I mentioned it before. Issue #5 has been out a bit, but I ended up actually missing it, so grab that. But I loved it because it actually kind of mirrored another cover that just came out this week with issue #7. So super fun series. We did a video on this a while back, so definitely check that out. And finally, this is the comic I've been waiting for a while. The relaunch of Superior Spider-Man #1. We looked at issue #0 a few weeks back. That was a bit of a teaser and kind of a catch-up of, you know, connecting the Superior Spider-Man series to where we are today. So pick this up. I love this out the gates, kind of with this variant cover that's based off of Spider-Man 2. If you haven't been playing the game, you got to get into it. So good. Absolutely fantastic. Reason alone to pick up a PS5. But this issue, you know, really cool. I love this too. I'm excited for Timeless coming back out. You know, that came out a few years ago. Had that very infamous cover with Miss Minutes on it, her first comic book appearance. So that series kind of starting over again. I'm excited for that, especially in light of just how awesome Loki was wrapping up with this last season. So jumping into the book here, gives us another little bit of a recap of kind of where we've been at. And of course, we got the full page spread for Spider-Man 2 over there. But where Superior Spider-Man has been at, right? And then I've said this before, I'll say it again. Every good Spider-Man book has got to open in kind of the middle of an action sequence, right? I feel like that just harkens back to, you know, the original kind of Ditko and Lee days where it's like you start out with a punch, right? You throw viewers right into the action, and this certainly doesn't disappoint. I also love we got Spider-Boy right out the gates. It's cool to know that he's going to be a big part of this series as well. So finishing up, got to have an action shot in Times Square. Picking up some ice cream afterwards, it looks like. Fun little Ahsoka maze in there, I guess. But it does look like it's kind of the typical kind of Spider-Man setup here. And oh my, Spider-Boy, come on. Revealing yourself on TV, you're killing me, man. That's like, you know, superhero 101, you don't do that. Oh, but then right here, we get this kind of intro into this new villain that we saw back in Superior Spider-Man 0. And she just seems really cool. So there we go, Supernova. And before, when we saw her, it was kind of like her origin and how she was starting out. And now it's kind of a whole different story, right? When we saw her before, it was with Superior Spider-Man. This is very clearly Peter. And so I love how they kind of subtly do that by showing us Spider-Boy. So we know, like, this is current, this is present. That's not Doc Ock under the mask, right? Like, that's Peter. And so just really cool setting it up with this villain. Oh yeah, Marvels came out. You should definitely check it out. Great movie. I don't know why it's doing so poor in the box office, but and then again, a couple pages in, now we see Doc Ock. We're kind of starting to tie some of this back together, right? We're getting this kind of this recap of how Supernova was born, where she kind of came from, and why she has such an axe to grind with Spider-Man, as pretty much every villain always does. But just lots of nonstop action, right? And I love it. I love it when they do these sequences on the rooftops and move around a lot. I will say, coming off of the video game, knowing a lot of people are playing that, I think that that's really smart, to have a sequence here with lots of movement, because that's kind of the Spidey that's been on everybody's mind right now. But we're going to end it right here just because I don't want to spoil too much of this book. I love that we have Doc Ock coming in here. He obviously knows that Peter is Spider-Man. So we're starting to see a lot of these webs from the previous Superior Spider-Man series kind of come together into this new arc. So I'm super stoked to see what the rest of this book has to offer. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. Also, let me know, there was a lot of cool variant covers this week for this. Let me know if there's one that piqued your interest and that you picked up and what you're thinking of it. But until next time, high five. Subscribe.
Oh yeah. Hercules.